Meet the new Nissan Z, now with twin-turbo V6 power driving the rear wheels. It's one of the most anticipated sports cars of the year. What's all the fuss about? Come with us for the drive. The new Nissan Z Coupe could be the last of its type. Does it live up to the hype? We're about to find out. This 7th generation model is a reskin of the Z introduced in 2008, but it now comes with twin-turbo V6 power and a 9-speed automatic transmission instead of the previous 7-speed. The 6-speed manual, which was at risk of being dropped with the new model, carries over from before. This is the first Nissan Z Coupe since the original in 1969 to not have numbers with its name. The new model is simply called the Nissan Z Coupe. For now, Nissan says no decision has been made on what comes after this version of the Z, but we reckon it's a safe bet this will be the last analogue edition before the inevitable switch to electric power in some form. There are 2 variants of the Z Coupe initially, but one is already sold out. The flagship Proto is a limited launch edition. Nissan Australia accepted twice as many orders for the Proto than the factory had allocated. Up to half the customers in the queue may be forced to switch to the regular model or have their deposit refunded. The Proto gains bronze forged alloy wheels, yellow brake calipers, black leather seats with yellow stitching, and is available exclusively in yellow bodywork with a black roof. You can also choose this colour combination with the regular model, but it comes with the standard black wheels. The Proto is listed at $80,700 plus on-road costs, about $7,000 dearer than the regular Nissan Z Coupe, which is $73,300 plus on-road costs. It's important to note both variants have the same engine, brakes and tyres, so there's no performance difference, only styling and status. The new Nissan Z blends old with new. We have analogue dials on top of the dash and a 12.3-inch widescreen digital instrument cluster. There's paddle shifters on the steering wheel and an electronic gear shifter. That said, I'm not a fan of the electronic gear shifter when you're trying to make quick 3-point turns. Other dislikes: Australian Nissan Zs get the smaller infotainment screen, overseas models get a larger infotainment screen, and the rear view camera is very fuzzy, especially at night. As you might expect, being a 2-seater sports car, it's a bit cramped in here, and even finding the seat adjustment is wedged down between the seat and the centre console. A confession: when I first got in the Z, it took me about 5 minutes to find where the electronic park brake switch was. Turns out it's got an old-fashioned lever, and that's great news for fans who do drift days or track days on weekends. On the plus side, Nissan's really tried to bring the new Z into the modern era. We now have 2 cup holders instead of 1, we've got USB-A and USB-C ports, and there's a lot more functionality, including the instrument cluster, which has 3 display modes. The seats are wider than before, but they're still snug, so they keep you in place in tight corners. There's no spare tyre under the boot floor. Instead, there's a tyre inflator kit and a Bose subwoofer. That said, the boot space is actually quite large and quite usable, enough for a weekend getaway or the weekly shopping. Let's go for a drive. Of course, the biggest change is under the bonnet. The twin-turbo 3-litre V6, sourced from Nissan's luxury division Infiniti, has delivered the highest power-to-weight ratio of any Nissan Z to date. The output of 298 kilowatts and 475 newton meters represents 22% more power and 31% more torque than the previous non-turbo 3.7-litre V6. The Z starts to show its strengths once on a winding piece of road. Downsides: there is a lot of tyre noise, which is kind of the trade-off for grip in a sports car. There's no navigation, the rear view camera is a bit fuzzy, and you need to go through 3 menus in the instrument cluster to find the fuel consumption average. The screen needs to be in normal mode, not sport mode. Plus sides: the 9-speed auto is a smooth operator. There's plenty of power from that twin-turbo V6. The brakes have a really precise, sharp feel, and the suspension feels planted in corners, which is exactly what you want from a sports car. Although it might not be a high priority for all customers, Nissan's done a good job at improving the oddment storage so you can live with this car day to day. It's got plenty of squirt. As you can hear, that tyre noise is pretty loud, especially at freeway speeds. engine even sounds a bit like an XR6 turbo. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to run V-Box numbers on this car or test launch control. It certainly feels quick, and the automatic is definitely quicker than the manual, but I wouldn't want to guess a number. So to buy one, that's a tough call. And to be frank, Z buyers don't really care what we think. But if you want to pick up a bargain, maybe wait a couple of years and let some of the excitement subside. The new Nissan Z will delight the senses among hardcore enthusiasts, as well as anyone else who wants to experience old school turbocharged rear drive performance before the switch to electric power. Please hit like if you've enjoyed this video and go to Drive.com.au to read the full review on the new Nissan Z, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any future updates.